Hi, my name's Barry Crampton. Welcome to another edition of Not the Evangelist News. A couple of headlines this week have caught my eye, and a couple of other things have caught my eye as usual. I'm going to give you my perspective. The first one is Auto Trader. Honestly, I'm so disappointed. What I would call Chinese propaganda. And let me just go through it. So here we go. There's a story in today's Motor Trader news. Room for Chinese brands to shape their story and establish a presence. Auto Trader's head of strategy and insights, Mark Palmer, offered insights into consumer attitudes towards new entrants at the NFDA's Driving Automotive 2024, which took place at Lord's Cricket Ground last week. The presentation explored the extent to which UK consumers are open to new entrant brands, specifically Chinese brands. Why? Why have you done that? Why have you done it? Why not specifically Italian, specifically German, specifically French? Why Chinese? And this isn't the first time that I've been disappointed with them. Based on a survey of 4,000 people, research suggests that consumers largely do not fixate on where a car is built, although 1 in 4 like brands with a long history. Brand name does not matter, and where the brand originates from does not matter. Mark Palmer, head of strategy and insights at Auto Trader, said, "Awareness for most brands is very high, as you would expect, especially established car brands. That is very different for Chinese new entrant brands." Well, the way you're going on, Mark, it's not going to be for much longer, is it? Because you can't open a page, really, with Auto Trader without them plugging Chinese brands, especially on the leasing company. Mark Palmer, head of strategy and insights. BYD has the highest level of awareness, as you would hope, given the investment in its Euros marketing campaign. Awareness of most of the others is below 10%. That will inevitably change over the next 5 years or so. Well, throughout the Euros, BYD was publicised all the time. It was publicised in all the flipping, what I call parrot sites. Somebody tweets a story like Auto Trader saying that the searches had gone up for BYD, had gone up so many percent. But when you actually drill down to it, the searches, they paid millions and millions of pounds to have their brand advertised during the Euros. And the amount of views they were getting was less than I get on my little YouTube channel. Well, BYD, oh, hang on a second. So they pay millions for the Euros to get the name put forward, and ding. Pay me. Pay me. I'll give you if your cars are any good, pay me. I'll support you. I'll keep giving you name drops. But it won't be like this. It'll be honest. I mean, BYD has the highest level of awareness, as you would hope, given the investment in its Euros marketing campaign. Awareness of most of the others is below 10%. That will inevitably change over the next 5 years or so. Auto Trader gave consumers a list of words and asked which ones they associated with the brands. Well, would it, why don't they make a BYD pangolin? I wonder. They've got dolphin, seal, sea lion. No pangolins. I wonder why that is. So, Auto Trader gave consumers a list of words and asked which ones they associated with the brand. So, I think we can assume there's no pangolin and there's no COVID and there's no perhaps vaccine and there's no feeling shit after you've had the vaccine. For Chinese brands, 1 in 4 said advanced technology, 1 in 5 said innovative, and the third highest score was poor quality. Poor quality was slightly ahead of futuristic. You know, Palmer added, what that tells us is there is loads of room to shape what the story is for brands from China, whatever they want to be. No, Mark, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. It means that they're banging into the market and they're crippling the UK market because their EVs are subsidised, because they've got 80%, they've got agreements to buy 80% of the cobalt. They can make cars cheaper. They are being subsidised where ours aren't. So they're flooding our market. And people like you, who are promoting them, are basically ruining the rest of the market, the legacy markets. You're going against them. They're doing the best, making proper cars. There's a car come out, well, I'll show you. There's a car come out today. I'm not kidding. They may as well have just bought a Mercedes-Benz bloody CLA or something, taken the badges off and put theirs badges on. It's just ridiculous. French cars have been in the market for over 100 years. Their scores aren't much higher than China's. With all that heritage, they do not have much of a story in people's minds. Well, let's go back to Nicole and Papare. Vavavoom. I mean, even I See You Baby. I mean, that was horrendous. Andy Palmer referred to the Renault Megane as iconic. It wasn't iconic, it was shite. Honestly, I bought a Renault Megane convertible. Lovely car, absolutely lovely. 4 electric windows, not one of them worked. When I was buying it, I thought it can only be a fuse. You know, it must be some, for all 4 of them to not be working, it must be either breaking a wire or a fuse. Guess what it was? It was 4 electric window motors that had broke. It cost me, I think it was 1,200 quid to get the windows fixed. The car was about 2.5 grand, 3.5 grand, something like that. You know, that's what you get with your iconic Renault. Anyway, you would think that perhaps, as I always say, the only thing that doesn't go wrong on Renaults is warning lights. What they want to do, the people who make the warning lights, the engine management light, the airbag light, all that stuff, the people who make all the warning lights, they want to get them to make the cars because they'll last forever. Just one guy's opinion. French cars have been in the market for over 100 years. Their scores aren't much higher than China's. With all that heritage, they do not have much of a story in people's minds. The solid one is Germany, but the room is there for Chinese brands to shape their story. Why? Why is there, what I don't get, why is there room for Chinese brands to shape the story? Why can't Renault get Nicole? She's probably about 60 now. Why can't Renault get Nicole's daughter? Make a new advert. It was brilliant. We sold more Clio. I honestly, if I saw a Clio, I would buy it. I would buy it because I knew it would fly out. And those little Clio diesels, doing like 80 miles to the gallon at least. They were brilliant, cheap to insure. Didn't really go wrong. One thing I can remember is they'd routed the wiring loom across the front of the engine through a metal ring. And what happened after a while with the engine moving up and down, it wore through the wiring loom. Then you started getting a misfire. If you knew it, you know, you could go and buy a cheap one because all you had to do, if you bought it from an auction, all you had to do, it's misfiring, it goes through the ring, lift the bonnet, just have a quick look, don't alert everybody else, buy it, get your insulation tape out, put a piece over the wiring loom, boom, you're away. Got the car cheap, quids in. So yeah, why can't Renault, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, Citroen, why can the Chinese brands be whatever they want to be and the legacy can't. In this story, why can't they? Tell me, please, I want to know. French cars have been in the market for over 100 years. You know, why can't they do it? Why is it the room is there for Chinese brands to shape their story? Why is it? Research suggests a number of consumers are concerned about data security and privacy. Well, yeah, so are the British government. Research suggests a number of consumers are concerned about data security and privacy. For those over the age of 55, this number jumps from 31% to 41%. I won't offer my reasons why that is. Consumers also have concerns about quality, customer service, support with after sales and safety standards. You know, those are pretty big concerns really for somebody who can, you know, shape their story. However, they would be reassured by safety ratings, expert reviews and proximity to a retailer that stocks these cars. Auto Trader also, this is the important bit. Now remember all the other stuff about the Chinese can do what they want and people aren't worried where the car comes from. Let's just go back to it. Research suggests that consumers largely do not fixate on where a car is built, although 1 in 4 like brands with a long history. Brand name does not matter, and where the brand originates from does not matter. Right, so that'll be why they're changing the name all the time, these Chinese brands. And they've gone from GWM Aura to GWM. You know, they've changed the name of the Funky Cat, which was stupid. And then you see all these other Chinese names. There was one the other week, I can't remember what it was called, it was something like the Wanchang or something. You know, I mean, can you imagine going out? Oh, I believe you got a new car, what have you got? Oh, I've got a Wanchang. Come again? Oh, it's a Wanchang. Right, okay. I'm just going to fill my drink up. You know, how to kill a conversation stone dead. Auto Trader also asked consumers what price differential they would expect for a new entrant brand. Consumers suggested that it would need to be at least £3,000 cheaper than something similar from an established brand. So Nissan Leafs, brand new ones at the moment, they're about 16 grand. So they'd want one of these for 13 grand. They're not concerned where it comes from. They're not concerned about the name, but they want it 3 grand cheaper. So they are, you know, what they are concerned about is money. They just want something to get from A to B, and they'll buy some Chinese whatever. Now, when you look at the residual values on these vehicles, by the way, that tells a story. Also, the price that they're actually selling them with 10 miles on. Massive depreciation, absolutely humongous depreciation. That tells you what people think. Not this story. Go on Auto Trader. This Auto Trader have put this out into the motor trade press. Room for Chinese brands to shape their story and establish presence. Go on Auto Trader and see what they're bringing second hand. See how long they've been there. Well, Baz, you're always lying. You're always lying about EVs. Nobody can trust you. Safari. Make and model. GWM. Search 46 cars. Here we go. Minus 15 grand, minus 11. Minus 9.7. minus 13,074, minus 13,174, minus 11,374. So that tells you the story. People do mind where they get the car from. They only buy them when they're cheap. So they do mind, and it needs to be a lot cheaper than £3,000 too. Mark, look on Auto Trader. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.